This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. It's climate countdown as thousands of protesters outside arrived at the gates of the UN Climate Summit. Inside the Bella Center, hundreds of people gathered in the main hallway and they staged a walkout. The chant began with Josh Kahn Russell making the announcement.
When I say climate, you say justice. Climate!
Justice!
Climate!
Justice!
When I say reclaim, you say power. Reclaim!
Power!
Reclaim!
Power!
When I say take back, you say the talks. Take back!
The talks!
Take back!
The talks!
When I say climate, you say justice. Climate!
Justice!
Climate!
Justice! Reclaim power! Reclaim power! Reclaim power!
Join the People's Assembly! Join the People's Assembly! Join the People's Assembly!
Take back the talks! Take back the talks! Climate justice now!
We're here to support our brother. We're here to support our brother Evo Morales, who's coming today. He has given us direction that these negotiators need to make a commitment. We need to save Mother Earth by having strong binding agreements. They are demanding 49% reduction targets, 49% reduction targets by 2020. Not a sellout position like United States, who's coming here saying they're entertaining 4% reduction levels. That's an outrage. They are here to demand that the Annex I countries pay up. They pay up their ecological debt. So this is a support of Bolivia.
Join the People's Assembly! Join the People's Assembly! Join the People's Assembly! Join the People's Assembly! Take back the talks! Take back the talks!
So what's going right now is that we've had a group of people from civil society inside the talks who have come outside the talks to have a People's Assembly to put a new agenda for the talks, to reset the dirty false solutions that are being discussed in there, to put real solutions for communities.
We are peaceful, what are you?
Police beat back the protesters. We're joined now by Joshua Kahn Russell, who helped organize today's walkout from the Bella Center. As you know, all of our guests have been live here in the Bella Center or on tape, but now, because Joshua Kahn Russell cannot come back into the Bella Center, an organizer with Rainforest Action Network, we are reaching him via Skype, the Democracy Now! Video stream. Josh, what happened once you got outside?
Once we got outside, it was this beautiful North-South alliance of people who, from the inside, felt silenced, just as delegates inside all week have felt silenced, and came outside together to join this People's Assembly of this coming together of social movements. It was a beautiful coming together to put the real solutions on the table that aren't being discussed right now. So what happened was we marched towards the People's Assembly and were actually guaranteed by the police that we could join them. But by the time we got about 20 feet away, we could see each other. It was this beautiful moment of cheering and celebration that we were there talking about the solutions that we need for communities. But then the police stopped us and said that we couldn't move further. And so what happened was folks who were a little more vulnerable stood to the side, and the rest of us chose to push further.
What happened to you, Josh, outside?
I got cracked in the head a little bit with the police club. And, you know, sometimes the media likes to focus on violence and protests. But I think what's useful about this to know is that it's a reflection of the silencing of civil society's voice that's happening, that the Danish government is so intent on cracking down and silencing critics of the talks that they're even resorting to pushing violence on very explicitly nonviolent protesters.
We've gotten word all through today. I was speaking with a Belgian reporter from the Morgen newspaper in Brussels, and she was following one of the Belgian activists. He called her. He was staying at a friend's house here in Copenhagen. The police moved into the house this morning looking for someone. What kind of reports are you getting like that around the city?
You know, we've had activists for the last week that are being singled out and taken. A lot of our brothers and sisters who we've been working very closely with are being taken with no pretext and no reason. And they're being taken for being activists, for trying to raise the voice of climate justice, the voice of what communities really need. You know, what we're talking about are solutions that are common sense solutions for everyone around the world. We're talking about leaving the fossil fuels in the ground. We're talking about those of us who are from the north who have overconsumed our resources and taken too much of the sky to be giving back so that all people can survive and live in healthy communities. And for people who are speaking out about that, they're being taken preemptively so that they cannot raise their voices. So this moment really reveals that silencing.
Tadjo Mueller, explain who he is and what happened with him.
So Tadjo is a good friend. He's an organizer who helped sort of catalyze this action. And yesterday in the Bella Center, a few of us were getting together to talk some of the logistics of it. And on his way out, he got taken by security. He was just identified and taken away, and he's gone. And we haven't heard from him since. We know that today he was put before a court, and hopefully we'll get linked up with him soon. But you know, it was a very obvious move to try to take out the leadership of some of the work that we're doing. But we know that these movements are strong and that we're interconnected and that we're taking our leadership from communities that are struggling for their rights. So, you know, these protests are going on regardless of what the Danish authorities do.
Joshua Kahn Russell, I want to thank you for being with us as we break the sound barrier. You may not have been able to get back into the Bella Center today, but via the Democracy Now! Video stream, we are able to hear what happened outside. Joshua Kahn Russell is an organizer with the Rainforest Action Network. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we'll hear from the streets. Stay with us.
Let us lift up our minds and bring them into these spaces. Unlimited graces await us. We go to the higher places. The dance is together. The movement is forever. Now we take off. Let's ride it like this. People, passion, power, numbers. People, passion, power, numbers. People, passion, power, numbers. People, passion, power, numbers. Like this. Here we go. Come together now. Babylon, Babylon, just nickels and dimes. The people been fooled, oh how many times. Generations gone by, many suffered, many died. Some fought so hard just to keep the pride, but the ways of the wicked go on and on. Through guidance and strength, I will live long, and in future times, things will be revealed. No more of our minds shall they feel to feel for contradictions. Well apparent you see when you check the nature of this economy. Makes you work so hard for your nickels and dimes. Creative self-expression gets left behind, yes.
Elevate Old Jawbone here on Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. It's Climate Countdown, Climate Crackdown. This is Democracy Now! Broadcasting from inside the Bella Center. I'm Amy Goodman. Just outside these climate talks at the Bella Center, thousands of protesters marched towards the UN Climate Summit with the stated goal of transforming the talks into a people's assembly. Calling the action Reclaim Power, the march was organized by Climate Justice Action, a coalition of global climate justice groups. Democracy Now!'s John Hamilton was on the streets to cover the story. He filed this report.
What do we want? System change. When do we want it? Yesterday. What do we want? System change. When do we want it? Yesterday.
I'm Helen Davison, and I'm also from Cumbria in northwest England. The reason that I'm here is that I just feel that climate change is the most important issue that's facing the world today. And I want to be here, I suppose, to have my voice heard by those people in the Bella Centre, or the people who are making decisions about the future of our planet, really, and the future of humanity, that they make the right and strongest decisions about climate change that actually mean that we're going to tackle it and prevent the increasing rise in temperature, which, as things stand, is likely to happen if they don't make a decent, strong deal.